obviously I have a very regimented eating style regardless.
Yeah.
My eating style is repeat. But people say that they love their food too much, yeah. But when I hear that, I kind of think you don't eat the food that you love the food that you eat. So people think I love food too much and they keep eating the same type of food, sugary food, carbs, right?
Yeah.
But if you shift your food to something else, it's not sugary, not processed, eventually you love that thing that you eat. So you still love food, you just love a different type of food because your body adapts. So you love the food that you're eating. You don't just eat the food that you love.
Trying to get me stopping.
Yeah,
I'm desperate to.
It's actually intervention basically.
I just said I like eating burgers, and he goes, "You don't like eating burgers."
Isn't it hypnosis, isn't it?
But do you know what happened? So obviously, I don't know if you know, but Stacey's favourite restaurant is Wagamama. Right, the Japanese thing, innit?
Yeah.
Really?
Last week, I made her chicken ramen from scratch. Big man, I don't cook. I made
From scratch.
chicken ramen from fresh chicken, herbs. I've got a chicken stock cube, water in the pot, put it in, seasoning, little bit of salt and
Have
pepper.
you got the Wagamama cookbook?
I didn't use it. Because they
didn't use it.
She knows how to cook, and I'm there, and I just made it. I've got a recipe online, and I made it from scratch, big man. Banging.
Okay. What was her review like?
Banging. She loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the best thing I've made in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Best thing. Sitting there drinking it afterwards like I'm big. Oh,
I was drinking food.
I was drinking. I felt full.
Okay.
I ate that at like 6 o'clock. Didn't eat again.
Did you love that food? You did.
Did you love
It would be interesting to see, man, because obviously I felt when I switched and I started focusing on eating fat, I can't explain. Fat and salt, it does something to your brain, man. Like, it is so
tasty?
It's very tasty, but it's like basically it's like your brain is telling. It's like a release of dopamine, I suppose. It's like your brain is telling you, get more. This is what you need.
Yeah.
Okay.
More, bro.
Yeah.
When I first switched to the high fat, low carb diet, and I was having steaks, I could not help but lick the plate clearly. What I mean is, if I put the plate back in the cupboard, you wouldn't realise. Bro, I just washed it up with my tongue.
Oh,
I think I've seen you one time at a restaurant. It was just the plate was just done, finished.
Bro, at the restaurant, I didn't pick it up and lick it. Honestly, there's some like a 5-year-old boy. There is something in your brain that just says, "This is it. This is where it's at."
Big man got £100 worth of steak on his birthday for free.
Did,
remember?
Yeah.
All because he said he wasn't cooked properly.
Yeah.
Davido's like, yeah, we're running up, but don't worry about it. And then took them both off the bill, bro.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
That was a great
Can't
day.
play about steaks. So.
How big was the steak? Was it 500 grams?
Yeah, it was wham.
Mm-hmm.
And then you munched through most of the first one. He brought the second one. He went to take the first one, and the man was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just the first to bin that, but we were just like cutting up the rest of your first steak and sharing it out.
Steaks, people care a lot about them, man, and they're expensive, right? And it's such
like
good quality food, so you want to get it right.
Yeah, it's my birthday. I wanted to treat myself, so I went for the big boy steak. I wanted it medium, and it came out. It took ages. The food took ages to come out.
Yeah.
And then it was close. Parts of it were well done, and I was like, "Look, broski, come on, you've got." I asked for medium. It's a big difference, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm not fussy, but when it comes to steak, kind of have to be in it because, like I said, if it was medium and like medium well or medium rare, you could part with it. But when it's like medium and well done, it's like
and the thing is, if it was a cheaper steak, then I probably would have been cool with it. But because it was more, I was treating myself.
Disagree.
The whole point is I was treating myself.
Yeah.
So because I was treating myself. And he didn't come through. It wasn't really a treat because he didn't cook it the way I wanted it to be. So that was why I was like, look, you got to change this. But I agree, even if it was cheaper.
That experience though in Birmingham, right? Because I've waited tables. I currently know how to wait tables. Whenever I deliver someone a steak,
Yeah.
I pause. I say what it is. Well done steak or medium rare steak. Put it down. I've gone around. When I come back and I check, I'm thinking, please let them not be like, this is dead.
Yeah.
Because it's a long thing. You got to go back. They're not happy. So I actually have that same feeling now from that experience. Because I'm like, okay, just make sure that it's good, man.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
man. Because
It's
obviously
that's a good check back to
That's true.
Because I gave him instructions for a purpose. Right, I put my.
I gave him instructions and Big Man didn't follow them, so
Basically, yeah. I asked for a steak, and this is how I want it to be cooked. It's similar to asking for, I don't know, fish and chips, and they bring me up pie and chips.
Yeah.
It's not what I ordered.
Yeah.
I didn't order this steak to be cooked like this.
We always have interesting experiences at restaurants, to be fair, and me with my allergies, it's been a
big fan. And do you know what I
Big
realised?
one.
No, let me go back. Right, so I wasn't one of the two individuals that were ridiculing your allergens. It was funny to witness. I'm not gonna funny to witness. However, before we got you confirmed a diagnosis, we went out to eat all the time.
Yeah.
And you would just order shit.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we go out to eat and they go, any allergens? And my immediate thought is,
I think within the space of like a few months, I went from 0 to 100. I went from never thinking about what I'm putting in my body to basically constantly being on high alert, I would say.
Yeah.
So when we went out to restaurants, it's like, the manager's got to come over, they got to take the
yeah,
order.
that's so long when they go, I've got to get the
Yeah.
manager to come. No, you don't, bro. If you have an allergy information, just give it to you. Here's the allergy information, sir.
Yeah.
Right, you're making our life long, now we're going to make your life long. You look for what you want to eat.
I have to say, basically, Tamar claimed that he had a peanut allergy for years. Allergic to peanuts, but he never had no test, no evidence, no proof, and you were a bit up and down with your carefulness around food, right?
Yeah.
So we just take the piss out of him. Everywhere we go, anytime we get food, we take the piss. We'd either tell the staff that he has no allergy, he's lying, and they would be confused as hell.
Yeah, can I just check there? So one point, we were sat in a restaurant, the waitress said, does anybody have any allergies? And Tamar said, yes, I do. Jordan then said, nah, he doesn't. And the woman stopped. And Tamar had to say, I'm the one that has the allergies. Like she borderline wasn't going to get the allergy patient. Do you know what I mean? Like, Tamar saying to her, I'm allergic to peanuts. And she was like, no, he's lying. And she was like, is it?
It was a Captain
Tamar
Phillips.
to like snap her back.
It was a Captain Phillips moment. I looked at her and I said, I've got the allergy. Listen, but that's actually one of my favourite memories as well. Because it was so fun. It was so funny as well. And I was like, rah, this is
She was confused was the word, Jordan. She didn't know what to do. Oh
it's
my
causing
God.
havoc in these people's places of work.
If you didn't do that, she would have turned around and walked off.
And walked off.
Exactly.
And not come
Your
back.
life would have been alive.
Actually, thank you for the experience because I know now what to do even better. So
Okay.
Thank you, Jordan.
You're welcome, G.
You use my voice in restaurants, right? I can't be sitting there like, oh, I've got allergies. It's like, no.
But I don't see any peanuts today.
The thing is though, Tamar has some allergies and some intolerance, right? But you give him a couple of rums and he's ready for a cheese pizza. We'll still be
in hand.
We'll still be mid drinking.
Hang on.
We'll still be mid drinking and Tamar be like, yo, where's that extra cheesy pizza?
I relate. My heart goes out to everyone who's allergic to cheese, but I'm not allergic to cheese. So I think I'm not allergic to cheese. If I was, that would be game over. I'm just a bit intolerant. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference.
Unless the rum's flying, then it's no intolerance. And then on top of it, hi Anna. He'll drop bars like, I'm about to have this pizza. Don't tell Anna. And then he'll munch a whole fucking pepperoni pizza or whatever it is.
That makes me feel real guilty, man.
Oh,
real
God.
guilty. And actually, a topic I had for today, actually, I wanted to get your opinion on. Donna knows a little bit about it, to be honest. But is it ever ethical to ask your partner questions as they are sleep talking?
Wait, before we get into that, sound check.
Yeah, I have a quick confession to make.
1, 2, 3. Is that good enough for the edit?
Great.
Cool.
Okay, so I have a confession, right? So obviously we've been roasting Tamar for years now about being allergic to peanuts. when he's not really allergic, but he actually is allergic, right? So obviously you man now have been eating a very strict elimination diet, right?
Yeah.
A part of the reason is because I noticed that my asthma changes, right, with different foods. So because I cut a lot of food out, my diet's been stable, but I noticed that my asthma a few weeks ago was getting bad.
Okay.
Right.
Really, really.
What does that actually look like, getting bad?
So I call it asthma, but really it feels like inflammation, congestion, phlegm in my airways. When I'm breathing in, you could hear me wheezing.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew that I was short of breath. I use a peak flow to.
You just use your inhaler, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard you.
I use a peak flow to measure how you know what my breathing is like in that moment.
Peak flow's a little device that is the one you go sharp breath in and it's a little scale.
Yeah.
And you get clear lungs, it should be higher on the scale. When
and
a
that
lot
means
of
get
asthma
peak flow.
lungs,
You need to get peak flow. Cool.
So mine is usually consistently around 650 when I'm fine. I've seen it at 700.
Same.
Obviously I've only been doing this since having asthma symptoms, which started from 22 when I was 22. There have been times where it's dropped down to like 350, 400, right?
Fuck.
Bad, very bad. Percentage wise, it's nearly 50% drop, right? But anyway, did the elimination diet. There was a dip, and I'm thinking, like this diet is supposed to be helping, but it's fixing me. It's getting worse. My diet hasn't changed. What's going on? I started doubting the quality of the beef that I was getting. So I don't know if you know, but Alex did the food intolerance test. I can't remember who was there. He was telling me about it, right? Not allergy, intolerance, like a sensitivity. So I did one, bro. My list was massive. My list was.
What do you mean?
Welcome him. Welcome him.
Read it out.
Welcome him to the club, bro. It's just me now, yeah? When you guys eat, it's just me that any allergens? Them two.
I'm just going to check it's still on and while you do that.
Yeah, go on, G.
What's the tap to things to your timing then, man, so we can timestamp.
I feel like it's getting quite warm.
I'm watching that though, so.
Oh. What time's it, John?
It's 11:40.
Cool.
So
okay, we'll be right back with this information. We're all keen to know what his profile is.
This is the thing is, people that don't know us don't know how golden this moment is. Because when Tamar come out of his list, Jordan still went lies.
Even when he had the EpiPen,
he had the pen in his bag. Lies.
I want to see the sources though. I can't have you claiming what just yet. I want to see the sources because.
Do you know what? I'm actually a bit shook.
Oh, he's shook.
So yeah, it's broken down into different sections. There's red, which is high reactivity. Do you know how this actually started?
No.
I went to when my chest got bad, I went to the doctors. My peak flow dropped so much, like you should go to the doctors if that happens. Went to the doctors, and do you know what? The doctors are just whatless, right? So I'm not really too sure what to do. I've been there a few times. I've said, look, I've said to you a few times, I noticed a difference with food, so I've had to push. Yeah. Even though I've said I've noticed a difference with food, I've had to push for an allergy test. I've had to actually say, I want an allergy test. These are the things I want testing, right? I've had to actually give the doctor instructions rather than the doctor telling me what he's going to do, right?
There you go.
So he tested me for various different things. Tested for dairy, eggs. I think he tested for fish, nuts.
Okay.
Can't remember out, but there's a general allergy test as well. So they take the bloods and whatever. He came back to me and he said, I have high allergy markers, which are normal for somebody with asthma.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So I have high allergy markers. Yeah. Now, if someone told you that you had high allergy markers, what question are you going to ask?
Am I allergic to it?
What the fuck am I allergic to?
Yeah.
Right? What did he tell me? General.
What?
I'm allergic to general.
The doctor said you're allergic to general.
So the general allergy test, that's what came back. The rest were fine. General was high. So I'm allergic to general. That's the bracket that I'm working with. I can't work with that, obviously, right? So that led me to this sensitivity test, right?
Okay.
So you have high sensitivity or high reactivity, it says, moderate reactivity, and no reactivity.
Okay.
High reactivity is red. I'm just going to stick to the red list.
Cool.
The red list is wham,
Okay.
right? But it has food and drink, dash cheese, high reactivity. And then the reason why it's so big is because it's got 12, 13 different cheeses in there.
You're allergic to 13 different cheeses?
This is not allergy, this is sensitivity.
You're sensitive to
Or reactivity.
13 different cheeses?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And do you know what I was doing? I was banging cheese when, like a few weeks before, when my chest was bad. Cheese
Okay. So
every
he's
day.
going, your brain is going, oh.
So then I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, damn, I cut out the cheese, improvement fast.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Food and drink, dairy and egg is a section, but there's no egg listed in the reactivity section.
Right.
So really it's just dairy.
This is still an intervention on you, by the way. Just saying that. This is all coming round.
Good man. I don't want abs that bad anymore, man. I used to.
So there's enough dairy things on here.
What's the biggest standout thing for you then?
Where's nuts on there?
cheeses?
Where's nuts on there?
There are actually some nuts. You said you wanted to hear sauces.
100%.
Why do you want to hear sauces out of
He's trying to claim man's king.
I've got barbecue sauce.
What?
Barbecue
What?
sauce. High reactivity. Tomato ketchup. Do you know what? When I was a kid, the smell of ketchup used to make me feel sick.
Okay.
You know the Heinz beans?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sauce? Don't even bring it in the same room.
Right.
My
okay.
sister used to love beans and it genuinely used to make me feel ill. I knew subconsciously the high reactivity. Yeah?
How much?
Peanut oil was on here.
How much is this test?
It was like £40-50.
Where'd you get it from?
So I bought it from Amazon, but the actual company is Check My Body Health.
I'm gonna do one.
Check my...
Do it.
I'm gonna do one just for argument's sake because I don't have issues eating food.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
bronchitis, no?
Oh, asthma. Dust.
That's what you think, my G.
No, it is dust. It is dust.
Ignorance is bliss, though. You don't want to
Get
do
me,
what
because
we
now
are.
my man said I can't eat cheese or cheese, barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce, you white rice and brown rice.
Did the test just say you were like human or something? Because
You
what is
can't
this?
tell a Caribbean man that he can't have white rice or brown rice.
Goat.
No. You're back then. Let's go on the list.
Goat, red. Red. I can't eat no mutton, bro. Goat is on the list.
Are they testing for things that you like and that you eat or for things
Nah,
that
G,
you
tomato sauce is on here, bro. They put goat. I don't know. They must have known. I must have put my skin colour on there or
You
something. They put
and
goat.
Machete are no longer hitting up the
What?
Jamaican food store.
Oh, machete.
Machete, bro. You and them used to love going to get curry goat, bro.
Oh yeah, for real,
curry
for
goat,
real.
coleslaw, rice and peas. Can't have the rice.
I can't have
To be
goat.
honest,
Go.
I don't want to believe it. Basically,
Bro, it's
I'm in
mad.
denial on your behalf. Basically, because that's a lot. There's a lot of sensitivity there. But
Oh, no.
cheese is the obvious one. You haven't cut out this food though, have you? Right?
I've cut out cheese and butter.
But you're not cutting out all of that stuff.
Yeah, rice is gone. But rice
Oh.
I was playing around with anyway, so I cut it out. Then I reintroduced it.
Oh.
But it's gone now.
Goat.
Goat, fam.
Because restrictive diets, man, they are killer.
Have you tried it?
No, not when you're consciously doing it. But if you feel like you just cannot have something, that is a restrictive diet in and of itself because you feel like I can't eat this thing versus making a choice.
I couldn't live by rice. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Rice is a basic
rice.
staple.
I love rice. Caribbean household, I love rice. I'll eat rice 7 days a week. To the point where Stacey one time said to me, I'm getting sick and tired of cooking your rice every day.
Swear down.
Yeah, I love rice, man. Oh, I don't know what to do this test now.
It's
I'm
mad.
telling you, ignorance is bliss, man. Don't buy that apple.
Nah, I'm gonna
Do it, G,
it.
because
Don't
they
buy
could.
that apple.
You both done it, I have to do it now.
Do you want
Imagine man pops up doing a kebab.
Floor, don't look at.
You don't understand.
That's not even good.
Lord Donna.
The special sauce, man. Yeah.
For full disclosure, we had my stag do in Newcastle, and when we were in Newcastle, the hotel wasn't far from the strip right? It wasn't far if we were sober. But it was 5 a.m. We just finished doing everything we're doing without finding bathroom music properly. We had to walk 20 minutes to get back to the hotel, which is fine. Everyone got some food, walked back. I got kebab. I love kebabs, that's my thing. Got back to the hotel, and that little black welcome mat that's at like every entrance to every building, right? I dropped the kebab face down on the floor, right? But I don't know, because I was lit. My reflex is I immediately scooped it up. The whole thing is all like, bam, one go.
Yeah.
Went to the hotel room, sat down. I'm not walking 40 minutes for another kebab at 5 a.m. We had paintball in 4 hours. I'm not going all the way back to the strip, but and I want the kebab because I'm hungry. So I sat down. We started watching TV, and I'm just sat there picking bits of fluff and out of my kebab while still eating it, and I finished the entire thing. No shame, I'm still here, bro.
No shame.
My allergen test gonna come back clean.
You're getting all sorts.
My
I said I'm still
My
here.
allergen test gonna come back clean. I'm gonna say it now, and I'm gonna have this test done by next episode, because I'm gonna say now with chest, there is nothing that's gonna be on that red list.
Wow.
0.
He's going to clean and sweep.
Caveat. Nothing on that red list, or nothing that I eat.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I'm not, the only thing I don't eat is Brussels sprouts, because I just don't like how they taste.
So you're
I eat everything else.
So you're saying with chest,
Yeah.
in the red section, everything in there will be food that you do not eat.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the forfeit?
Do you want a big boy forfeit?
Really?
Because I will do the first big boy forfeit if necessary, but every forfeit after this has to follow suit. Not the same thing, but it has to be a big boy forfeit.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
The tail end of last year, I purchased the world's hottest chili sauce from the Orange Buffalo store, and I still have it in my fridge. I will cover an item of food of your choice, and I will back that whole piece of food with the sauce on it.
So explain cover. Cover as in fully cover.
I will get a basting brush, and if it's a chicken wing, I will dip it in the sauce, and I will cover the whole wing with it, and I'll back the whole wing.
What about horseshoe donut?
But it does. They do it mixed, bro. We be
Okay.
Cover a donut in friggin'
Question.
You said anything of our choice, and then I say it, and you're like, no.
It should be one of the items on the red list. When you say cover, yeah. When you say cover,
yeah.
Do you mean so you can't see the item of food through the sauce?
Is that what you think is cover?
Glazed.
I was thinking more glazed.
Okay, so it's just like a light.
So yes, I'll get them.
Okay.
But before I eat it, I would see if you're not happy with the amount on there, we'll cover it again.
I was thinking if you get a big bit of naan bread or something, that's a lot of sauce.
That's a huge amount.
But that's a lot of food to eat though as well.
But you can't eat a bit of naan bread.
What the stipulation? Is that what you choose? Not this, not too big. Might not cover it.
Okay, that's all we'll do.
With the chest, remember?
But just know that any fourth from now on, I'm going to be heavily invested in. If you don't know what I eat, so I'm not going to lie to you, man. You don't know roughly what I eat and what I don't eat, right? So I would not lie to you, man. So every item on that red list will be something that I just already don't eat.
I guarantee dairy is on that list. Ice cream or something like that.
it.
Because I'm black.
No,
Because a lot of black people have some intolerance to dairy.
not you though, because you don't have an intolerance to anything that you eat.
We can just film this bit now, like. I'd like to introduce you to the man who's going to be doing the challenge for doing the chili run.
Alright, that's okay.
Yeah, you've written your own one with that, man. I'm afraid.
Order it today.
Nah,
Yeah.
we'll do it Monday.
Order it Monday.
I'm going to order Monday. I'm going to send you lot the screenshot of me ordering it.
We're going to make sure you send the screenshot as well. We're going to micromanage this situation.
I'll do it. I'm telling you, I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it.
What is going to happen if you see goat on that list
Oh, bro.
and rice?
I'm still going to eat them. Because...
It's either eat it or you just get the tie around here, hang it up to the curtain
And then
pole,
jump.
and it's
Oh my god, and then jump it, man. You can't tell black man you can't have curry goat and rice. That's what I told you.
There's more to life.
They said you don't have
There's
goat
more
and
to
rice.
life. There's more to life.
There is more to life,
There
bro.
is more to life.
But when you go to the barbecue in the summer, Jordan, and Vibes Cartel is playing in the background,
mad.
and it's 22 degrees outside in the garden, and then someone comes out with that little paper plate that you can't hold properly. You got to hold it in a curved hand because you stacked it with rice and peas, coleslaw, and what? curry
The
going.
gravy. The gravy's just leaving.
Imagine you say you make it. I'm not eating that anymore because goats are ready for me. That's what you should do, right?
You're just visioning the future that could be. So.
You're gonna live that time. You're gonna be sitting there with a couple of rums going, where they go.
I pray for you, man. I pray for you.
That's what I'm thinking about doing. Mason's birthday this year is getting mum and dad to cook some food.
Okay.
Because every week we're doing burgers, sausages, because it's easy.
I was thinking.
But I'm saying to mum and dad, get me some goat, do some curry goat, do some rice and peas, do some coleslaw, and then we'll still do the barbecue food. But at the end of the day, I know it's becoming a thing now. Where every summer we have a little barbecue Mason. So if that's the case, he's learned from early that Caribbean people have goat everywhere. Right? I need to figure out when that little boy's gonna watch Roots too.
Run it up. Watch it ASAP.
Oh, my product Mbappe starts next month.
Are you
Swear down.
I sent him a letter, signed him up to an 8-week course, Luton football coach course.
Okay.
50 quid.
How old is he?
He's 4.
Yeah, run it.
Project Mbappe.
Early the better.
Literally, I got the letter, signed him up straight away. Rang Mumsy. I was like, Mumsy, me and you got between us. We're taking football Tuesday. She's like, good. Stace asked a very valid question. I told her about it. She goes, okay, cool. Does Mason want to do it? I'm like,
does he want to do it? Does the child?
He will.
Does the child know
He
what
will.
he wants to do?
the point is, he showed me the letter. I didn't even ask him. I immediately took it. Sign up.
Thank you.
And then she,
You know what?
and then she
There you
said,
go.
does he want you? And I went, mate, so look at football. He's like, yeah. I was like, man decided his whole life there and then.
Yeah, you just saw the contract.
I saw the contract and signed it.
I wish that was what I got. If someone just signed me up for something, you're going to this thing on Thursday, Tuesday, I would have loved
I
that.
have some very strong thoughts about that.
Very strong thoughts.
Right.
But my strong thoughts are I would have loved that because I wasn't urged to do that kind of thing. So I would have just turned up. I would have been gassed.
When you were 4?
When I was 4, I was laying balls. I'll be Mbappe, bruv. You see how fast I am?
Mbappe.
I'm getting excited just thinking about it. You know?
Go on, strong
This
thoughts.
is a big point, right? Obviously, my mum, wonderful woman, amazing, right? Great mum. I love my mum. My dad wasn't always around when I was growing up, right? Especially from age 10 onwards. And that was when I really started getting into football when I was 8. But obviously progressed when my dad wasn't there. Now, my personality, I am ride or die for my teammates. I stayed at the same team. When I first started playing football, I stayed with the same group until I stopped playing. I did not change.
Right.
I did not change because that was my team.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
I identified. This is my team. These are my players. Obviously, the players chopped and changed
But
throughout the years.
You rode for the team.
But these are my people. Yeah, I'll do anything for those guys. Right. What I could have benefited from is somebody pushing me and saying, look, go for trials here, there, right? Because my attributes, I was built to play football. Big, strong, athletic, fast, intelligent in the sense that I'm quick at making decisions, right?
I'm getting signed now based on
I'm competitive like a fucking dog when it comes to games, right? And especially football,
We know,
right?
We know.
And my work ethic, you know what I'm like as well, my discipline, right?
Bare lazy.
we would do Monday kickabout. We would do Monday kickabout at the local high school in Luton, right? Jordan used to go because some people used to train in Sunday league as well, innit? Me and Tamar started going just for a bit of banter, just to get out of the house and do something fun because like football. Jordan stood in the middle of the park, the centre mid, and was just giving instructions and giving praise. Because I said before we started playing, I was like, I'm not that comfortable on the ball, so if I get the ball at centre back, I'm just rosetting it, right? One point, I picked the ball up, ran into midfield, and laid off past the wing. And he went, "You look pretty confident there, big man." I was like, "Yeah." I was G'd up for the rest of the game, bro. Like, carry on.
Yeah, so I was always like that. I had to shout and talk to be involved in the game, right? Mentally, I'm just like, I had all the ingredients that with direction and opportunity, I would have worked like an absolute dog, yeah? But I never thought to push myself, and I suppose obviously I pushed myself at training, etc. I became extremely fit. But obviously my priority was these are my teammates, this is where I'm at, yeah. So I didn't actually test myself. I didn't actually pursue that path. Also, and it's not Mumsy's fault because you know she's not really into sports. She doesn't really know what to do, right? Also, town sports. I can't remember what year it was. It might have been like year 8 or it might have been year 8 actually. Obviously, I was a 200 meter guy, right? Ran 200 meters. Similar story to you, I think, with the spikes. Ran it in trainers. Came second. Put some spikes on for that was the heats. Put some spikes on for the final. I won, right? The other guy ran for Luton. I didn't run for nobody. I just used to run around, right? The other guy ran for Luton, so he's obviously gone through training and that. Afterwards, a scout for Luton pulled me up, spoke to me and my mum, and she was like, "You just beat the guy who runs for Luton. I want you to come train with us, run for Luton as well." Gave my mum the phone number. Where did that phone number go?
Mumsy, love and respect. Where did it go?
Right. Don't know where the phone number went. Call was never made. And I wasn't really, back then I wasn't really too fussed in it. I used to just do things because they were fun. I used to play football because I used to enjoy it. I used to go to town sports and that because I enjoyed it, right? But looking back, I sort of thought, Project Mbappe, what if someone just pushed me a little bit here and there?
So, see, I have a thought on that as well, because my point is, I don't know how to judge which school system's better in terms of UK and US, right? But what I know is if you shine at sports in the US, everyone's gonna know.
Yeah.
They're so heavily invested in their sport programs there that you could pretty much get a free pass through all your schooling because you're good at sport. That obviously can lead to some problems, but in that way, they're quick to pick up on things like that. Do you just beat the guy at town sports. No one's asking you nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
The school has gone, Jordan, the scout for Luton has come here to meet with you and your mum on Tuesday. Come here because we want you to run for Luton. Yes, there's benefits to school because you get money, but you then get an opportunity to be like, yo, if you want to, you can actually go run for Luton.
It's true.
Playing basketball, football, American football, baseball, wrestling, shot put, javelin, any athletic endeavour you can do in an American school, they will strap a rocket to your ass and shoot you to the moon. In England, you can be the baddest baller. No one cares.
Bro, that's so true.
It's on you to go and chase
Damn
it.
shame.
I would win 200 meters. Obviously, in our school, I would win cross country. Cooper test, I come first in the year group. Same as cross country, first in the year group. No school teacher ever said, "Yo, Jordan, you're actually alright at this running thing."
And they all know. Everybody in the year knew that as well. Everybody in the year knew he plays football really well. He plays rugby really well. He does athletics really well. So it's not like it wasn't known by everyone here who could do what. Just no one cared.
No one cared.
You just rolled up. Oh yeah, Jordan plays football well. Jordan, you're one captain. Lewis Holmes is the other captain. That's what they did. That was your big thing for being good at football. You get to be a captain of the team.
That makes me feel better sad because
It's wild.
all those adults, full on adulting people, see a child doing bits.
Yeah.
Absolute vibes. If I saw a kid now bust 100 meter sprint, I'd be like,
nah, but it's not
that's
their fault. It's not their fault, man, because there's no structure. They don't. Who do they go to?
They are all grown adults.
No, but there's no chain in an American school.
Yeah.
You get on the phone to the sport
So do you
director.
think it's because they're on? If one particular adult was passionate, they got so much dead food around them that they're like, well, what am I supposed to do?
But
my job's this. I can't now champion this kid and make him.
Or even a parents' evening, bro. Obviously, I'm sure my mum went. I know my mum went to a parents' evening. Yeah. No teacher saying this is what your son is good at. Maybe he should pursue those things.
Right.
Now I get academically, I used to just piss around in school, so I get that they wouldn't be talking about some of the academic, like the actual lessons, but for the things that I am good at, just plant the seed, like, yo, maybe I should explore this. I've looked online. These are different places, you know. You have Luton Athletic Club or whatever it was called. Speak to them, speak to this person. They could plant the seed, right?
It's money, man.
Did I tell you, man, about one of the English teachers? I'm not going to drop any names, but in high school, English teacher. English was probably one of the lessons that I used to piss around the most in.
Because we speak it, really.
Don't bring me no Shakespeare. Don't bring me much ado about nothing. Don't ask me to write about this man wanting his pound of flesh.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. I really, really, really don't care.
Wow.
I just didn't quite understand. I'm watching a movie. Why you ask me to write about it and symbolism and all these different things? No. Maybe that side of it went over my head, right? The whole symbolism side of it. What does this mean? What does this mean? Talk. Bro, I don't want no Shakespeare. I don't even understand the lingo, right? So I used to piss around a lot, whatever it was with English. We obviously had coursework to do in year 10, 11, whenever it was, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do no coursework. The only...
We had coursework the year, I didn't do it.
You're laughing, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Honestly, so you man don't really know how I performed at school. I would not do coursework until I was forced to do it in the school. Right? I'm not doing it at home.
It's funny because you turned out great, right? I imagine you everyone's there doing coursework, John's like, you man coming out, like, no, brother, we've got to do this essay for tomorrow. Like, bun that, that's
Fun
fun.
that.
I'm not doing any coursework. I dropped one of my lessons. I had a free period.
Okay.
They said to me, yeah, you need to go to the library, do something to like, or go to a classroom or whatever to catch up on coursework in other classes. Nobody checked nothing. I used to roam around for one period, one lesson. I had nowhere to be.
Someone's got some explaining to do.
I had nowhere to be. They just left me, right, to my own devices, yeah? Anyway, getting sidetracked a bit. So I didn't want to do no coursework. One day, the teacher said, everybody has to do their introduction by X date on a Shakespeare thing, yeah? I did my introduction, like a one-page quick little intro. That was my final submission. The introduction for the coursework, that was the whole bit of coursework. I didn't do anything else. I left it, right? So I could understand that the teacher would think that I'm a nobody in the class, right? But there was one particular task that they set, which was creative writing. And the teacher explained to us, be very detailed and specific with describing the environment, the characters, anything involved in this creative little... It wasn't a story, we just had to set the scene.
Okay.
So I went home. This is a piece of work that actually appealed to me.
Yeah.
I like creative writing. I didn't know it back then. So I've gone home. I've actually did the work.
Jeez.
I've done the work. I've sat there. I've focused. I've done it. It's fun to me. It's not work. It's fun. So I produce a very good piece of work. Give it to the teacher. She marks it. She wants to speak to me afterwards. Jordan, where have you got this from?
Oh my God. Where have you got this from?
The plagiarism thing.
She came in on the accusatory thing.
Immediately.
But hold on, I'm gonna listen.
Yeah.
Right? So she's interrogating me about my work.
Yeah.
Asking me where I've got the names from, the name of the character. And I didn't actually remember, but I seen it on something lying around in my house. And my mum knew when I spoke to her, she recognized the name. So yeah, she's asked me details. I made a misspelling of the word labour. I spotted it the American way instead of the English way. But I did it on a computer, so I think it was the autocorrect, yeah? So she's thinking because I've used a US spelling as well, that's another, right? But she can't find nothing. The reason why is because I wrote it, right? So she asked me to do another one. But it was a bit strange because she asked me to do another one, but not in front of her. So I just did it like in my spare time in school somewhere. Just
in your free period.
I may not have had the free period, that's right. But I've done it. I'm just quickly just written it down, boom, 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 pen and paper, giving it to her. She's taken it. She hasn't told me anything. She hasn't said, you know, okay, I accept that you didn't cheat. She hasn't said, well done. She hasn't said, this is a good piece of work. She just obviously didn't believe me. In that moment, there was such a big opportunity for, I said her and I was trying to keep the gender secret, but there was such a big opportunity for her to say, Jordan, this is actually a good piece of work. You know, I've noticed that you don't really do any other work. This is the only one single piece of work you've ever done in my class. Yeah. Even if she said, if this is your work, I strongly suggest that you keep doing this. Do this again. Pursue this. Learn more about this. You know, these are authors who write creative books. Maybe read some of these books. Even if she didn't believe me,
it's a tiny adjustment.
That's it.
Didn't do that.
Never happened.
Just took it. Well, thanks.
Took it. That was it. Never had from her again.
You know what she did? She probably wrote her own story off the back of that. Just like, stole all the characters, stole all this thing. She was like, thanks, Jordan. I needed more of that.
That's what she checked the plagiarism. She's like,
where did you get this from?
I'm 2 pieces short from finishing my book.
Bro, it's nuts. And I was at creative writing, when I look back to my younger days, bro, I was sick. Like, there was, this must have been in high school again. Did Matthew Miller go to our primary school or high school?
High school.
Okay.
Jenna Miller went to our primary school.
Okay, so I thought this happened in primary school, but it must have been high school. Maybe I was in year 7 or something. But we got asked to write a poem. Right? In class, we just got asked to sit down for X amount of time, write a poem. Again, creative writing. So what happens? Immediately, I'm head down for the full duration. So it was like half an hour or 45 minutes. My head is down. I'm banging out this poem. The poem is multiple pages.
Yeah.
Right, I sit there, finish a poem, done at the end of the time, yeah? The teacher is like asking people to read their poems out. I think she asked 3 people, so she asked one person. I didn't put my hand up, right? I got my poem, I'm good. People put their hands up, she picks one person, picks another person. Personally, I might be getting this wrong because I thought it was primary school. But there was somebody sitting next to me anyway, I don't quite remember who, but they were like, they called the teacher. Now they goes to me, Jordan, look, you've just sat here and done this poem for all this time, focused on it, put your hand up and read your poem. I kind of sat there, the guy called the teacher, I think basically said, yeah, Jordan's done this poem. So I read it out, yeah, whole class is silent. Bad boy poem. And you know what's funny actually? It was a poem. The poem was like my excuse for not doing my homework. So you know all the stereotypical results, excuses. I basically put all these different excuses into a poem, and then just cleaned up the final verse. Like, nice, yeah. It was a mad poem. Whole class is literally silent while I'm reading it. The teacher found it so good, she contacted my mum and gave my mum a copy of the poem. Said it was very good. So again, that was kind of just like me recognizing that, oh, okay, creative writing is something that actually in the past I've enjoyed.
Right.
But again, that English teacher at that crossroads could have just planted a little seed. Didn't take much. Yeah. Just to say, look, just maybe this is something that you should explore a little bit. Didn't happen.
Jordan, I think you should explore creative writing. I think you're trying to tell us something.
So I actually am.
Awesome.
I actually am, yeah.
You should
This joke.
Really good to hear.
Thank you, G. Baya.
Mad thing.
I actually am. I've got a few. Obviously, you man know I'm a personal development obsessor, right?
Yeah.
Student of the game. So I've been writing down some life principles, some life lessons, and that's where my creative energy has been going, really, into writing creatively about those principles. So I'll share that with you, man.
Yeah, man.
Big up. We'll plug it on future episodes as well.
The thing is, that started off so comical and it just turned so wholesome. It turned so. I think the overlying point. I genuinely think the overlying point is there's not enough avenues outside of, even within academics. There's not enough avenues in our education system to incentivize teachers pursuing students for their talents.
Do you know what I wonder?
There's not.
We had some very good teachers at our school.
Yeah.
Mr. Rich, Miss Bennett. Where did they go?
Remember? System. Did they go private?
Exactly.
Where they go?
Private schools.
Right.
Because they got time, brother.
Mr. Rich is good at their job.
Mr. Rich is the history teacher, isn't he?
Mr. Rich, yeah. Did he teach you?
Yeah.
If you spoke?
Bro.
Do you know when Kane took off his mask on the table?
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
Mr. Rich
looks like Kane.
Mr. Rich did not ramp.
He was the scariest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
One time, he almost told me because he thought I was talking.
He thought you were talking.
Yeah, so like, you know, it's just obviously rows of chairs, isn't it? So he come, like, someone was talking next to me and he turned around, everyone shut up, and he come and stood next to me and he asked me, like, do you want people said? I was like, it wasn't me, sir. He was like, what? I said, it wasn't me that said anything. And then obviously snitches get stitches. So
Yeah.
And someone else said, oh no, it was him.
Swear down.
Someone else was like, it wasn't Johnny, it was him. And,
Nice.
and then he looked at me and he didn't even say sorry, he looked at me. Looked at the next brother, I went over there and went to tackle him instead.
This guy
Like
does
a sentinel.
Mr. Rich, he was the only teacher where you'd walk in the class and you had to be quiet.
Everyone was
Yeah.
silent.
Because Rich didn't care, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
His lip would tremble, like he
Yeah.
was. He was actually furious.
Yeah.
How dare this child speak in my class?
These adolescents coming in. What do they think this is?
Come on,
No,
Mr.
Rich
Rich.
was.
I know his history, but damn.
Rich was something else, man.
So yeah, I've been talking a lot. But basically, Miss Bennett, Mr. Rich, they were brilliant teachers. They went to private school.
Yeah.
So I do wonder, is it just a public school thing? In private school, are they pushed in different ways? I would expect so because
my cousins both went to is it private school? Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah, both went to private school. And hearing their school experience was wildly different to our school experience.
In what way?
It was wildly different. Their school experience seemed to be more catered towards actually getting the best out of the students, as opposed to, because our ones really, like at the time we not everyone was aware of it, but our basically state schools, we went to a state school, right? State schools, they need you to pass the exams. They need you to pass the exams so the school can get the resources, right? Obviously, public schools must have their same sort of situation, but because you have to pay to go to the private school, that's how that's a lot of their income is offset by the fact that you have to pay for the kid to go. So they have more time to be like, cool. Do you know what, Jordan? You're actually really, really, really good at football.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you in contact with some football. You're really good at creative writing. We know we know Roald Dahl. We're gonna get Roald Dahl down here to come down and come work with you and 4 kids to nurture some of your freaking creative writing. State schools ain't got that kind of resources and time, big man.
Yeah.
How many times do we have a substitute teacher in school?
Yeah.
Think about it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Private schools don't have substitute teachers, big man.
Plus, also, the likelihood is that most teachers who are teaching at private school are going to be better teachers than most of the teachers teaching at public school. Not always.
Mm-hmm. There's an argument to be made, yes, 100%.
But there's an argument to be made.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, do you guys know the way that schools are structured at the moment in public and private? What the difference is?
Do you know? That's what you're saying.
I have an understanding of it.
Go on.
Each time you have to do your coursework.
or not. Go on.
No, I'm joking, but no, I don't.
Essentially, like, you've got the school structure, you've got the head teacher who's effectively the CEO, basically. Then you have the board of governors, which are normally made up of like teachers, people from the community, people who have an interest in the kids doing well, right? Then in the private.
What?
Yeah.
In the state school.
Yeah, you
There's a board of governors.
There's a board of governors.
So right now, I can apply to be on a board of governors for a school and have some sort of input on the direction. Brother,
I don't know that.
I need to research this. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm about to go and start causing a ruckus in the schools.
I can't wait.
Go back to Eton, you'll see black girls. Wagwan.
You remember what happened when that £1 went missing from my ashtray? I had to speak to the director.
Yeah.
Same thing at my place of work. I had to go speak to the CEO when I thought something wasn't quite right.
Come on.
Yeah. So these schools, if you see me,
See what BBC lookies. Joe Dawson. Basically, I'm here to make a difference.
You know, school's got a long walk up to the entrance. So there's C-man. And then like,
walking up.
Lock that front door, boy.
Yeah, so when we're growing up, the schools we're in have that infrastructure. However, a lot of the a lot of the parents may not be aware of how the structure of the school actually works.
Agreed, yeah.
And effectively, the Board of Governors is there to protect everyone's investments, which is the children, right? So if people don't engage with the Board of Governors, then they don't really put influence on the head teacher, so on and so forth. In the private schools, obviously the way I thought maybe you were going with it, which is that, you know, the way it's set up funding wise and investment wise, is that all of those parents who are paying hella bread for their kids, they're protecting their investments, so they will know the Board of Governors names, they'll know the chair, they'll be like, my kid isn't passing history, you better fix something, and the pressure goes like that and then back down. We can get involved in them kind of things, but it just reiterates how the pressure works.
There are stakeholders with more skin in the game.
Yes, 120%.
The parents are always stakeholders for the school, right? Because their children are going to school. Yeah. But some parents are just sending their kid to school. There's no financial risk.
In fact, you have to send your kid to school. You have to. You get penalised. So they're just like, you're gone. I don't care. You're gone. You're actually off my hands while you're there.
The school's going to do the schooling.
You know?
Ongoing work.
So exactly what you're saying.
I'll see you at 5 o'clock.
I was hearing what you're saying, where they're trying to pass the exams so they can get funded by the government, otherwise they get shut down. Whereas in those schools, they're trying to grow the kids so that the parents keep paying them to send them there.
And so, also, you know, have a good reputation. The parents will speak, word of mouth, all that sort of thing as well. Yeah. I suppose it has the ability to operate more like a business, because essentially, even though they're teaching the kids, the parents are the clients. Yes. The parents are paying the bill.
Do you know what
right?
I'm curious for now? I'm curious how actual public schools work.
Okay.
So, public, private, state.
I just told you, G.
No.
You don't have to go to lesson. You don't have to do course.
Public and state is the same thing.
No, it's not. See, a lot of people think that.
Okay.
State school is what we went to.
Yeah.
Private school, what my cousins went to. Public schools are what Harry, William, Charles. Public school,
The wording, what?
Public schools are big.
If you substitute public for something else, what would you call it though?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But
so I understand. Public sounds the wrong way around, but
but those are public schools. Public schools are the schools that the elite of the elite go to.
Okay, why is it called?
I don't know what's called. You see, this if I had my phone on me, I could Google it. Public. So Eton College, which is where William and Harry went to, amongst other dignitaries and things like that. Those are public schools. Those are big boy schools. You don't just go to them schools. We won't just go to public school. Do you know what I mean?
This motherfucker is right.
I told you. I went to Eton, bro. I went on a school trip. I went to Eton on a school trip. So the Eton College students are the creme de la creme, because all royalty go there, dignitaries go there. We rock up to Eton College. First thing we see, 10 asses in the window, bro.
Bums.
Bare ass guys get their bare ass out, right? The school buses pull up. There's Eton's bus. There's a couple of school buses there for school trips that day. We walk into the courtyard. Above the courtyard are dorms. Bare asses. Boom.
Moving
on the window, bro.
Stop that.
That sounds like a TV show.
You laugh? These men right now are running this country. These men are
So they're doing a podcast somewhere saying, do you remember we mooned them boys? Oh my days. Wow.
Yeah, man. So I'm curious because, for instance, you can fact check me on this as well. I'm sure Harry don't have no qualifications, bro. I'm sure he's got like an E and R. Like he's in terms of actual qualifications, he's got nothing. So there's no. What is the incentive for a public school? The thing is, you want to go to public school because of the name of that school, because of who goes there. It's like Harry went there and just fucked about. At the same time, you're the Prince of England, so you're pretty much set. No matter what happens with your grades, do you know what I mean? Your life is set. Do you know what I mean?
I don't.
So
This is mind-boggling.
I never knew that.
This is mind-boggling.
So we actually went to state school.
We went
I've
to state
been
school.
calling it public school.
everyone calls it public school because everyone understands that public is something that we all have access to because we are the public, so it's a public school.
Yeah, and probably opposite to private.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I thought about it. If that's
Yeah,
private, then this is public.
We are a state school. Most people go to a state school. Some people go to private school, and then there's public schools. Eton's not the only one, but I don't know any more public schools.
Eton College actually came up on the list that I just saw. Yeah.
I don't know any other public schools only because I went to Eton and someone was like, "Oh, it's a public school." We were like, and then
So
all was like, "What?" Like, "Oh, it's like no."
Have you hung around many private school
No.
adults? Adults went to private school.
Not like I know of. No.
I have, through my work, right? A lot of the people I've worked with have been to private school. And there are differences that I noticed. Firstly, they have a much better vocab than me. The way that they talk is much better, right? That's one difference that I noticed, but there is also another very big difference. I noticed, and this may not be a direct impact of them going to private school, it may be the type of family structure that they were brought up in that allows the parents to be able to pay for private school, right? But I noticed that a large percentage of them are married or engaged much younger than people that I know. Percentage wise, obviously people get engaged and married at all different types of ages, you know, even people that we know, right?
It'd be interesting to know what that particular demographic percentage is. That would tell us a lot.
And it might even be something that is available online, but what I've noticed, because obviously I'm young and I'm single back then, and I'm working with these women, and they are all got ring fingers.
Yeah.
Rings on the ring finger.
Yeah.
So I do think that obviously their parents firstly could afford to send their child to private school, so their parents have had some sort of success, or there's some sort of success somewhere in the, you know, generationally through the family. So is there a certain level of intelligence, life experience, life teachings, family dynamic that family would have, that family who has that, you know, whatever level of money to put their child through private school? Are they a family unit, for example? Do they have two parents who try to work together as a team, and the child grows up in that environment?
That's what I was thinking, because surely private school is expensive, and one person can do it, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot easier with two people. So to me it seems more like definitely like a two parent household kind of thing, where you've got two incomes coming in. Obviously it offsets the price by 50%, and nothing for you personally. You and your wife have a kid. Private school is 10 grand a term. It's actually going to cost you 5 grand a term.
This is how I think about it. Think about the types of parents that would want to send their child to private school. They obviously value investing that money to send their child to private school. So if they value that, what other values and beliefs do they have about money and investing? Perhaps they have a different view of having a life partner, which is building a life together, picking one partner, staying with that partner, developing their relationship, because this is the best way to have a stable future in terms of just having a life partner, my happiness, but also financially as well. So that's something that I've thought about. Maybe it's all those different values, because if somebody does value investing to put their child through private school, chances are they're going to have certain beliefs about money, or certain values around money. So maybe there's a whole sort
of feels like a framework, bro, where it's like if you're hitting these certain conditions, that's what they may deem as the best way to have a future, like what you're saying. So that could be a key difference between certain family structures, right?
It could be. If you think about a very successful business owner, perhaps not the, you know, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, maybe somebody who's not famous, or just multi-millionaire, for example, they're not just going to have one belief that got them there. They're going to have a framework of beliefs that has led them there.
Yeah.
It's a belief system, right?
Yeah.
We have a belief system. They have a belief system. Our belief systems have led us to where we are today. Maybe the type of people that have sent their children to private school, maybe they have a certain belief system, and as part of that belief system, some of the values have been passed down to the children.
Yeah.
And all the children have just seen a certain environment growing up, and then it equips them to be able to have a different type of relationship when they're older.
Birds of a feather flock together. So I can definitely see how. That's not mine.
You don't take the time to sit there and say, like, the framework of blah blah blah. This brother, birds of a feather. Summarize the whole thing, one sentence.
For them that didn't get what he said.
Oh my god.
That's bad.
Yeah.
About that,
That's something that I thought about.
I didn't know that when you said like a lot, because I believe when you said a lot of them are engaged and married. So I never. You put out nowhere, man.
Some of them are not. Some of them have the same struggles that we have.
Yeah.
Some of them have worse struggles than what we have. But it's just something that I noticed and then started thinking about, wondering why that is.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Food for thought. Yeah.
So when are you men getting married then?
Cut that.
Cut.
We might be going to Portugal. You can catch QLF on tour. Portugal.
Big man, we should film an episode out in Portugal, you know.
Why not? Yeah.
Bring all the stuff with us on the beach and just film it, man.
To get the stuff, that'd be good. That'd be
I mean,
good.
we're not leaving till Wednesday.
Yeah, we've
Got a long time. Yeah.
After the wedding's done, we still got 3 days in Portugal.
We'll just document some bits of it as well. And then find time to do
I'm
it.
definitely documenting. I'm documenting some of the, not the actual wedding because that's disrespectful, but like the prep and that around it.
Sick, yeah. So yeah, I think we should change the subject personally.
Yeah.
Okay, ban that.
What do you? Okay, go on, carry on.
Because you brought up earlier about relationships, didn't you?
Yeah.
But like before we started filming anyway.
Yeah.
Because we're all at different stages in our relationship, right? Because your relationship is fairly new.
Yes.
You've been together 2.5 years. And I'm 2024 now, innit? I'm 12 years in. 12 years in, married for 6.
12 years.
2012, we got together.
Fuck, what month?
October. What are you quizzing me for?
What day?
The 8th.
Madman, you just made it up.
8th of October. Then we got married 6 years later. So we're married so together 12, married for 6, kid for 4. He's 5 this year. So we're all at different stages of our sort of.
Yeah.
And obviously, like I said, I got married fairly young. 6 years ago, 25. I was 25 when I got married.
Fucking hell.
Wow. Yeah, like I guess being in the middle part. I remember when I was at 0 years, 0 days, I would sometimes look at people who are in longer term relationships and go, well, I've got to start somewhere, but you think you have to actually visualize yourself with someone for a period of time. So when I was hanging around with you and your partner a lot, and I'd be like, yeah, like I kind of can see what elements of that I do want. I want to go towards it. And then I'd be up at my dad's and see him in his marriage that's now lasted over 10, 15 years, whatever it is now, and I say, yeah, I can see elements of the long-term relationship that I want to move towards. So yeah, I think it's something you have to really want. You have to want to see your relationship grow and move over time. You can't look at if you look at them as short term, then they're going to be short term. That's where I'm at, being in the middle. I would say I looked at it from day one as a long-term investment. What? You're not a business analyst. I love you.
What I was going to say to you before we started filming, because we were talking about obviously stage of relationships and that, and when Tamar and Anna first got into a relationship, right? He told me a story, right? I love this story. This story is so funny.
Okay.
They were staying at hers, I think. No, staying at yours because Tamar used to live in London, right? And they obviously night blah blah blah. Woke up next morning, right? It got to about, you must woke up like fairly early, and it got to about 2-3 in the afternoon, and then she was like, oh, I'm actually getting really hungry, you know. And Tamar's response is, no, I'm not, I ate. Right? What was
She's at his yard.
What was
belly
happening?
growling 2 p.m.
This is what was happening was every time Tamar left the room, to go get something, he'd munch on a piece of like pizza from the night before. So he was eating throughout the day.
Yeah.
And at no point did he think to
Don't
be
even
like,
be
oh,
different.
Anna,
She is a human being. Maybe she needs food too.
left her hungry in the room, and then because she was so polite, she didn't say anything. So she's there starving.
Her belly should be saying it all.
He's eating, and she's like, "I'm hungry." He's like, "I'm not. I ate."
It's so interesting, you know. And
I remember you saying that.
Oh,
I'll get the chance to speak because I'll be editing it, so it's fine. So even to this day, there's an element of me that still kind of does that, and I'll explain because I know.
Starves your girlfriend.
It's not that. And I know you understand.
Yeah. I know.
I really do value communication, and although I understand we are all human, we all get hungry. We are all tasked with our own needs to some extent, right? So there's some days where I will be really switched on and clued into someone else's needs. And have you eaten? Have you drank? Have you did this? Have you shitted today? Whatever it is, right? But there's other days where it's like I gotta feed myself first because my brain don't start working until it's had food in it sometimes. So if I've woken up at a certain point, it's that, okay, right, bam, 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 get that in me first. Then I can begin to look at your needs. Because if I start looking at her needs first, I can make a mess of it. I'm going to ruin that meal. I'm going to waste that can of beans, whatever it is, and trying to create something. So I try to feed myself first so that I can then feed my partner.
So you're like, it's like when you're on the airplane and they say if there's a crash.
Masks on
Mask
first. Baby, no, that's when you're trying to save them off of the Titanic, kids and babies first. But when you're on the plane, they say put the mask on first. That's kind of what I do. So
that is very interesting. I am a bit different. When I know that I'm hungry, I will always say to my partner, "Do you want anything to eat?" Because I want something to eat. Maybe she does too. I'm not.
Taylor's like, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat, and then decide how we're gonna feed her.
Mine's a two-step process. I can see why saying that is better.
I do the same thing. If I'm hungry, baby, hungry? No, I'm gonna get something to eat then because I'm hungry.
What is that thought process? Must be double-sided. One side of it is that if she doesn't communicate with you and tell you that she wants food, she don't get fed. Sometimes, what is the other side? There must be.
I think it's a
positive.
catch-22.
There must be like a positive outcome that comes out somewhere from.
To me, I think it's a catch-22. I think if every single time that's going to be the way that we decide whether we're going to eat is me having to ask you, do you want to eat?
Fair.
And her having to respond with yes or no.
Fair.
I personally think that's a bit. Why is it going to be that way the whole time?
Okay.
Then there's the other way of. She can also ask me, she can instigate it, she can be that way thinking. So I've just noticed more often than not, I'm the one thinking about what we're going to eat when there's the next meal going to come.
And she's got a big appetite though.
I wouldn't say so, no. So, but that doesn't stop her from being able to think of, like, I'm thinking about me and her, but I'm conscious that she's not thinking about food.
Yeah.
So me getting food is going to help the situation overall because I can think now. That's what my rationale is.
So what you're trying to, obviously...
I find it quite draining to have that interaction of, are you hungry? Do you want to eat something? And if it's quite up in the air, wishy-washy, it's like, I'm hungry, or I'm going to get to the point where I need energy and fuel. So while we're deliberating and working out if we're hungry, I know I'm hungry.
So in an ideal world, you would say, Anna, I'm hungry, I'm going to get some food, this is what I'm going to get. I'm happy to get you something as well. Are you hungry? What do you want to eat?
Yeah.
And then you can proceed to do whatever you're doing, and then she has the opportunity to answer. If she's hungry, she should tell you, not wait for you to be hungry before she says she's hungry. She should tell you, right?
Yeah.
But how is that not happening?
I think it's just communication. I think sometimes, this isn't specific to Anna, but I do think people in general their needs can be under the surface sometimes. So it's only once they're asked about something, once it's triggered. Sometimes people drink water to satisfy their hunger, or they might smoke, or they do certain things that make their needs, as it were, a bit under the surface. It's a bit subconscious. So when you bring it to the conscious level, you're actually now tasked with now executing it, is what I'm finding sometimes. This sounds really rebellic, but we play The Sims, right? The Sims, those bars go down, you can tell. Hunger is there. You're hungry regardless, whether I ask you or not, but it's only because now I've engaged you. So I find a lot of the time, some people will have those needs under the surface until you bring it to light. So if you bring food in the room, what? You got food? What? Oh, those things. So I think being conscious of your own needs is the best thing.
Sniff, by the way. I love it. Man's got a character.
Performing arts at it. It's an talented. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's about bringing it to the consciousness. So I think often I'm bringing it to the forefront, whereas the reverse is maybe Anna in this example isn't always conscious of her needs such as food until it's been brought up.
So what is it? What is your thought process? And you've kind of mentioned this already, but I just want to ask again. So the reason why I ask my partner if she's hungry when I'm hungry is so I can look after her, make sure she's all good, she's being taken care of. Your thought process is different. Your thought process, you mentioned that if you're hungry, you know you're hungry, you want to eat, you want to start taking action to satisfy that hunger immediately. And sometimes when you ask, that deliberating is putting a wedge in between you taking action to getting food.
Right.
So your thought process in that moment is not, correct me if I'm wrong, let me take care of my woman now, but perhaps I'm hungry, I need food, let me get food. And if Anna is hungry, she will have that same process of taking action to get food, even if it's just communicating that to me.
I think it would help for us to both have closer to the way of communicating in a sense. So I want to take care of her. If I think to myself, if I'm in this very primal instinct, I need food, I can't look after or help her with her other stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking at the long-term stuff. Maybe the route to that is feed her first and then that. But to me, it's like, it's not that I'm not thinking about her needs in that instance. It's like, okay.
You're not thinking of the need of food, you're thinking she has other needs as well as food. Right. And if I eat, I'm going to be able to help with all these other needs that she has as well.
Right.
So you're feeling up to take care of everything as opposed to just solving the one issue of hunger.
That's a good way of looking at it. So yeah, and that's probably the beginning parts of a day sometimes. So I can see why I'm like, okay,
Are you a big breakfast guy?
I know I have a better day when I have breakfast. I don't necessarily go, I must have it, but I know breakfast, it sets you up.
Always.
Yeah.
I would be late to school again. Wake up late and my routine doesn't change. I'm eating breakfast. I'm eating my breakfast and doing detention after school.
Yeah.
I love it. See, it's habit. It's habitual as well, right? I think it sets you up in a certain sense. So,
do you get hangry and difficult to deal with when you're
I've
hungry?
gotten better with that.
So yes is the answer to the question.
No, the answer to that is I've gotten better with that.
So there may also be times when you know I'm going to get aggy if I don't eat. I need to eat, and then I can support my partner.
To be fair,
absolutely.
If you just look at him, he has got a fast metabolism, right? You're naturally like, if you stop working out, you don't get fat, you just get real thin, don't you?
The times that
your metabolism is just
little and often have been better for me. I would say. It just so happens sometimes it might be one big at the.
Have you been working out, please?
I have been working out.
You've been doing some bicep curls.
I have been doing some bicep. I'm feeling quite vascular as well, so you know it's.
What have you been doing?
Preparing for Portugal, bro.
Yeah, Portugal's coming.
You've been in the gym,
man.
I started with home workouts. I only joined the gym 2 weeks ago, to be honest.
Bro.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Exactly.
It's this here and it's just
it's the lip.
From the lip. It's just there where from the elbow up and just immediately just boom boom. That's what you look like, bro.
I feel quite powerful at the moment. Not gonna lie.
Sick.
Yeah, man. So, in terms of relationships, that's where I'm at. I'm still thinking of it maybe one-dimensionally. Over time, I think it will change because that's like, she's got needs, I've got needs. How do we satisfy them both together in the right way? But I don't like labels like, kind of, you're not thinking about.
No, because it's more complex than that.
Yeah.
It's not just like you just said. It's not just I'm hungry, I'm gonna get food. If you want to eat, then you have to say, I'm not looking after you. It's not that, right? It's, I know that I'm not going to show up as my best self while I'm hungry like this, I'm agitated, I can't show myself, I can't support her and all these other things around just food that she needs to be supported in until I eat. So I need to eat quick, then I'll take care of you. You'll fill in your own cup and then fill in hers. That's just maybe a different way of, it's a different starting space, right? None of us are perfect. We all have a starting space and we try to improve ourselves as partners for the other person. It's just that you're coming from a different direction and a different thing, right?
100%. What's been your experience of catering to needs or I don't know? Good topic by the way, bro.
No, it's George's topic. So what's happening?
So
I jumped the gun and said marriage.
Bro, I don't want to.
M-word.
I want to hear that.
M-word.
Jump straight in. You are so fresh. Like, when you're not getting married, it's like raw. This episode's not being shown to none of the ladies.